How's it going, everyone? Today I have some super big Disney Speedstorm news for you all. That's right, today we're going to be going over everything new that is coming in Season 13 of Disney Speedstorm. We have a ton of information to cover, including a new track, 3 new racers, new supercharged characters, a new crazy limited event, and a lot of other stuff. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop straight into it, starting with the most exciting thing, and that is of course our 3 new racers coming to Disney Speedstorm. Obviously Season 13 is going to be based off of Big Hero 6 for those who did not know already, and our first of 3 new characters is going to be none other than Hiro Hamada. He's, the main character of Big Hero 6. I'm pretty sure everyone was expecting him to be coming to the game. Here you can see the first initial picture of him. He looks really cool. I'm a huge fan of the Big Hero 6 cart design. I think it looks sick. Very, just like robotic and technologically advanced. And Hiro, I'm sure he's going to be a super fun character to play. And during the update information video, we also got our first look at Hiro's unique ability. So pretty much what's going to happen is during the uncharged version of Hiro's ability, he's going to spawn up to 5 blueprint stacks on the field in front of him, and then he can drive through and collect all of these blueprints, and they're going to temporarily improve his cart, I believe increasing his top speed by a little bit. And then when he uses his charged ability, he's going to release all of his saved stacks of blueprints, get a speed boost and a permanent speed buff. The more stacks saved, the bigger the buff, obviously. This, I think, has a lot of potential. To me, it sort of reads like Ariel's ability, because Ariel obviously spawns all of her relics in front of her, and then she collects all of those abilities, and then once she has, enough, she can use her charged ability, and then sort of spend them all in order to get a big speed boost forward. And Hero sounds very similar to that, where, he's going to spawn these blueprints in front of him, he collects them, he gets a slight buff from them, and they can use his charge to get a big speed boost. But where Hero sort of differs from Ariel is the fact that he gets a permanent top speed buff after using his charged ability and spending those blueprint stacks, which I think is a very interesting concept and could lead to some, big payoff with Hero. Because obviously top speed is the most important stat in Disney Speedstorm, sort of rules what makes a character good. So if he can be consistently collecting these blueprints and then spending them in order to get massive top speed gains, that could be really powerful, and I'm super excited to see how competitive Hero ends up being, and also curious to see what class he's going to be. Personally, I'm predicting Speedster. Just kind of gives us that vibe. Maybe Trickster as well. He's a pretty crafty kid in the movie, so I think that could be really fun as well. Moving up to the second character coming in Season 13, we have none other than Baymax. Personally, the character I'm most excited for. I mean, how can you not love Baymax? Super excited that he's coming to Disney Speedstorm finally. We can see him right here hugging his car. He looks absolutely adorable, and I'm really excited to see the costumes Baymax has, because I'm not gonna lie, not a huge fan of his default racing suit. Obviously it's very reminiscent of his first suit of armor in the movie, but I'm sure there's going to be a really sick costume for Baymax that has his iconic like red and purplish color scheme. So super excited to see that, but he looks awesome. And of course we know a bit about his ability as well. His uncharged ability is going to fire his rocket fist forward, stunning players who get hit, and then his charged is going to turn into combat mode and gain a big speed boost. And it looks like an autopilot skill based off of what we can see from the video. Very kind of basic abilities, not gonna lie. He has a decent stun ability, and then an ability that is very reminiscent of like Calhoun or Aladdin's Carpet, just an autopilot, go fast forward kind of skill, but still could be a very interesting kit. Personally, I'm predicting Baymax will be a defender. His whole job is to protect and care for people in the movie. It just makes sense, and I'd love to see him as a defender. It's been a while since we've had a defender with an autopilot skill, I believe, and I think that there's some very, serious competitive potential, but overall his kit does seem kind of basic, so I think it's really just going to come down to how good are Baymax's stats, and if they're exceptional, then he could be a really, really strong racer, but if he just has mediocre stats, he's probably going to fall into the middle of the pack. Moving on to our third and final racer coming in Season 13. For those who didn't know, we are now only getting 3 racers per season, unfortunately, plus the 2 mid-season characters, obviously. But our third one is going to be Honey Lemon. Honey Lemon, she looks super cool, and honestly, of all the characters from the Big Hero 6 squad to choose from, Honey Lemon is probably my top choice. Either her or Gogo. I definitely think there should be some female representation in the Big Hero 6 season, so adding, like Wasabi or Fred doesn't make as much sense in my opinion, and I think Honey Lemon is a great choice. I could see her either being a speedster or a trickster, and to talk a little bit about her ability, her Uncharged is going to spawn different types of chemical balls on the track. She can spawn a foam wall, an ice puddle, or a fog cloud, and they're all going to have different negative effects on the opponent. So the foam wall is going to slow down opponents, the ice puddle is going to block people from steering, and the fog cloud is going to sort of limit their vision. And then her charged effect is going to throw a whole bag of chemical balls behind her. They will explode on contact after a few seconds, push away, and reduce the visibility of racers that actually hit them. This ability seems a lot like Jack Skellington's ability, where he sort of covers the track and all these obstacles, and depending on which one you hit, you're going to get a different kind of effect. However, Honey Lemon's is sort of unique because I'm pretty sure you can tell which one you're going to hit, so you can sort of predict the negative effects better, which is interesting. I don't know if that's going to affect the gameplay that much, just because it might be hard to tell. And then obviously the charged is very different from Jack Skellington's, because instead of, just spawning the obstacles in a different direction, it's sort of its own unique ability, and I'm very interested to see how Honey Lemon plays. Again, probably going to be another stat-dependent character, but overall I don't think she has crazy potential. Just based off of what I'm seeing in the video, I think Hero definitely has the biggest potential of all the Big Hero 6 characters. Obviously stats are going to matter a lot, what class they are is going to matter a lot, but Hiro Hamada's ability sounds like it could be absolutely broken, and I am so excited to see how these characters play. Definitely great racers, and to talk about a little bit of my predictions on how you're going to unlock them. Obviously, unlocking characters is going to be very different in Season 13, as 2 of our 3 racers are going to be premium characters, unfortunately, and then the other character is going to be locked behind the Season Tour. So I think Hero and Baymax are definitely going to be the premium characters. I think there's no way around that. You're not going to be getting those characters unless you purchase the Golden Pass, unfortunately. And then I think Honey Lemon will most likely be the character that is featured in the Season Tour. However, do not fear for my free-to-play players. You will still be able to unlock Honey Lemon towards the end of the season part. They did announce some changes coming to the season tour, where basically it's going to get easier and easier each week, so that way by the final week everyone is able to unlock the season tour character, which is definitely a positive change. However, it does suck that free-to-play players only get one of the 3 new characters, but oh well, what are you gonna do? At least they're giving out, I believe, Belle and Elsa for free. 2 epic characters, not 100% sure. Now to move into some other things coming in Season 13, we're going to have 5 new supercharged characters: Donald, Mike, Lilo, Jesse, and Meg. All of these characters are the ones that you can choose to instantly max out if you purchase the Season 12 Part 2 Diamond Pass. And so it seems like that theme is going to continue, so I would imagine whatever characters we are able to instantly max out in Season 13 are going to be the supercharged racers for the next season, and I think that cycle is kind of just going to continue. Another small thing, there's going to be a Pirates of the Caribbean Vault Pass this season featuring all of the pirate characters. And then some more fun things, we do have a article that was released about this, which included some details that were not mentioned in the video. There is going to be a multiplayer limited time event for the new Lilo and Stitch movie, which looks super fun. It's kind of like a milestone thing, so you're gonna play this new limited event mode, and when you do, you'll earn a certain amount of points, and as you gain more points, you'll move up to different rewards and you'll just unlock more stuff. So obviously we don't know what the rewards are going to look like, but I think it's very cool that they're doing something like this. We haven't really had an event to go in tandem with the release of a new Disney movie. Obviously Inside Out, that was kind of featured around then. We got Moana around the release of Moana 2, but a full entire Lilo and Stitch event where Stitch is taking over the game. We're going to have a multiplayer limited event. I'm super excited. I have wanted bigger and better limited events in Disney Speedstorm for quite some time now, and I really hope that this is just the start of that. I hope we're going to get a lot of new really cool limited events down the road. and I hope this Stitch event is absolutely awesome. I mean, based on what they're describing in the article, it sounds really fun. It says Stitch is going to wreak unpredictable chaos in the game, from altered tracks to scratches across many in-game menus. His antics will keep players on their toes. So, you know, that sounds interesting. Very excited to see how it actually plays out. Obviously, I love Lilo and Stitch. Stitch is my favorite character in Disney Speedstorm. So I will always take more events for him. And overall, Season 13 is shaping up to be a very, very good one. I'm super excited to see everything that comes, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Obviously, we also have 2 more mid-season characters to look forward to that have not been announced yet. However, we do have a lot of leaks, a lot of fun, exciting characters, and I'm going to have a whole separate video coming out most likely tomorrow covering all of those leaks. But my predictions for mid-season characters, either Aurora and Prince Philip, Cinderella and Prince Charming, or Chip and Dale. And obviously we'll go more in depth on those leaks tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of Season 13 and all of the new content coming in it. I think it's going to be super, super fun. Let me know which character you guys are most excited for in the comments below. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.